Hello and welcome to a special tater review. Yeah, I said review. Now, I know it's Christmas time, and unfortunately, I did capture footage, and the footage stops after about a few minutes because of the mere fact that the game stops working. If you haven't read the title, congratulations, you read the title. Now, with this game, which if you haven't read the title, it's the Grinch. Like, God, seriously, just click on this video randomly just so you can see the review. Anyways, the Grinch was the very first game I got next to Frogger 2 when I got my PS1. I had Frogger 2, my sister had the Grinch, and in my household, the Grinch was the most difficult game ever. And I still, to this day, have not beaten it once. Is that the saying I want to use? It probably sounds, illiterate or something, or you can't speak clear English. I'm sorry, but it's just really hard and annoying. And I've played a lot of games, and a lot of games to me still seem like they can't grasp difficulty. Yeah, you increase the enemy health counter by a few more points, and you throw in a couple more enemies, but that doesn't matter. This game was produced by, or published by Konami. It was developed by Art, Artificial Mind and Movement and Universal Interactive because it was coming off of the Ron Howard movie, which came out, God, I don't even remember because it was so long ago. But any which way, the game consisted of absolute crazy ideas. The Grinch is an inventor, and he wants to terrorize the Who's with gadgets. Unfortunately, he loses his blueprints to his gadgets because they fly right out of his mountain cave. That's plot 1. Plot 2 is when he works around it. Like, he just still screws them over. Any which way, there's only 4 levels. What I mean by that is there's only 4 areas to go. Whoville, which is the very first place you'll go. Then after you do a lot more stuff, you go to Who Forest. Then when you do a lot more stuff, you go to Who Dump, and then you'll get stumped. And then you'll go to Who Lake. Now, with my copy of the game, I barely even got Who Lake working. And then now it just barely gets me to the load screen. So, one of the things I noticed is with the controls, it's quite simple, except the only problem I have is there is no double jump, it's a butt slam. So you jump and then you butt slam automatically. You don't press another button. In some games, it's like double jump or even just press a different button for butt slam. Nope, not at all. It actually is you press jump again and you'll butt slam. In some situations, it really will screw you over, but nevertheless, you're going to keep pressing the butt slam button. That's the only problem I have with controls, besides just walking mechanics are fine. You don't run, of course. Camera buttons are, of course, because there was no analog back in the day. It was the R2 and the L2 buttons. One thing is if you do have an analog controller, which everybody does nowadays, if it's on, you can actually control the Grinch and Max at the exact same time. The left analog stick will control Grinch, and then the right analog stick will control Max. And what has happened is I found how to manipulate that by just taking the dog, putting him on the eggplant, which I'll explain what the eggplant does later, and then just leave him there. Without touching the right analog stick, you'll keep generating and have unlimited eggplant, which really breaks the game. Now, being there plot 1, plot 2, plot 1 is you consistently just going around and collecting these blueprints and making gadgets to torment people. When you get these gadgets, or when you get the blueprints, you take it back to this computer back at the mountain, because you have to use that dumpster travel system that Ron Howard invented for his movie. So, any which way you go back, you fix the puzzle piece, and then ta-da, you have the invention. And how to power some of the inventions, you need the eggplant. The eggplant is basically a power cell, if that's the best way to say it. It's a power cell, and it uses up the eggplant. I think you can have like 120 eggplant, and then that's it. The gadgets I know off the bat that you have to work to. Some of them, like in the lake. I think the last one in the lake was the submarine. Yeah, I know you make a submarine. I don't know how in God's name you get a submarine, but you get a submarine. All right. So what happens is you get the octopus climber, the Grinch copter, rocket spring, the binoculars. It's pretty stupid. Egg launcher. I don't know, what was another one? There's another one. Slime gun. Because I remember one of them you have to slime the skis. So many of them. Any which way, you have to use these gadgets to do certain things. Like, for example, one of the missions was you have to run egg a house, or multiple houses. There's also, you get a disguise in Whoville, which is the one from the Ron Howard movie, just so you can get into the mailroom office and screw up the mail, just like in the movie. Scene exactly from the movie, except for when Cindy Lou Who falls into the machine. But, any which way, Who Forest was pretty difficult just for the mere fact when you got the rocket spring, you were able to do the beehive mission, which the beehive mission was pretty annoying because little easy, then got little normal, then got little fucking hard. You would shoot the beehive, falls out of the tree. You pick it up, you have 30 seconds to get that beehive into a chimney. Once you do all of them, the doors will unlock, you and go in and smash presents. Any which way, when you get to the last one, there's an elevator that goes up to like this great Deku tree or whatever, what you guys call from Zelda. You go up that, and then that one gets really annoying because you remember you're wasting your time going up the lift just so you can get it in the chimney. So if you screw up, you're gonna get stung by bees. All right, what was another good one? Oh boy, the Who Dump. Who Dump is the difficult one because this is where me and my family had to stop. What will happen is you'll get to a point where you need, of course, collect like a pizza and shoot a bird. Or no. If you shoot the bird, you get the pizza. If it's like a lead pipe, you have to like do this trapeze act, which by all means, this trapeze act is pretty much the worst mechanic in the game. Because you put the Grinch on it, you flip him around, and then all of a sudden you launch him, and it's like, no. No. And I actually had my friends didn't think it was a hard game. So I actually had my friends try it, and every single time they get to this one in Who Forest, anyone who played it, Who Forest, you try to go up all of those little trapeze stuff, you get all the way to the top, and just go, nope. That was the worst part about that game is when that happened. But you have to like trapeze it to roll the pipe into the other pipe. That was kind of hard because both the last piece of pizza and the lead pipe were together, and they were kind of hard to get to, especially since you had to do multiple things. But the really annoying part about that was something that took us a long time to get through, and we finally figured it out because we had the bare minimum amount of patience at that point. Was the dump owner puzzle, and I really hate that I don't have my footage. The dump owner puzzle would basically be you would get to this line, and his whole front yard is proximity mines. There's junk everywhere, but you have to use the rocket spring to get across. So what happens is the rocket spring would basically just go like 3 seconds up in the air, and you fall down like a spring. But also there was the great big eye, if I can say that, great big eye. So you'd have to slime the eye, and then you have an X amount of seconds to get across it. So that's where the time limit comes in. If you screw up, boom, go up in the air, back at the start. If you get through that, there's a couple things lying around his house, but you would want to go upstairs quietly, just so you can shave his face, and then he'd freak out. Oh, that's another good one. Whoville had a two mayor missions, where you had to paint his paintings and also change the sculpture, like just remold it. Who Lake, I barely even got to that part, and like I started it and it just crashed every single time. Would I say, I guess in the great Kid Icarus way, because I'm doing this for Kid Icarus, would be to just slaughter it. Just slaughter it. It's not a good game. There are better games out there. Not for the Grinch license though. But I mean, there are better games you could play around Christmas time besides this thing. And to the hardcore gamers, that actually know controls, who can get through controls awesomely, I definitely would say you can probably beat this in less than 8 hours. Probably 4 hours. It's pretty easy. There's only 4 levels, but then even so, the presents add into the factor of padding, because if you collect them all, you actually get a mini stage, mini game opened, which the first one you unlocked is the trapeze stuff, and that's pretty annoying. What else was there? Not that I can really remember. I really don't have much else to say about it, but it's absolute horrible. Would I do a let's play on it? Yeah, I would do a let's play on it if I could. And if Caddy does it, congratulations. You're an awesome guy. I'll leave his channel in the comments below as usual. This is Tater. I'm signing off now. And comment below if you want to see me rant about anything else besides just doing random stuff or even just ranting about games. See ya.